Was loud, no?
Zwift Academy is back.
Come on, up, 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 up. Yes, come on.
I think I can win.
If I didn't think I could win, I would not be here.
Zwift Academy Finals is the climax of a global talent search for two new pro cyclists.
For me, this is why we ride here outside and see what they're capable of.
Faster, faster, faster. Come on.
Over 100,000 cyclists from all over the world entered the Zwift Academy, and only the very best have been selected for the finals.
On the bike, you're giving 100%.
Gotta believe in yourself once you're here. You're picked for a reason.
And now push again. Push, push.
I can't believe I'm like 18 years old. I've never been to Europe.
For sure, I'm ready for fight.
Come on, up. You can push longer.
Zwift Academy is a unique opportunity.
4 strong riders.
But there is only one winner.
Look at this, guys.
Over the next 4 episodes, 8 finalists will be going head-to-head to impress the coaches of 2 of the biggest teams in pro cycling, Alpecin-Deceuninck and SRAM zondacrypto.
At the end, 1 man and 1 woman will have earned themselves professional cycling contracts.
But 6 are going to be going home empty-handed. To get this far, each Zwift Academy entrant firstly embarked on a 10-week-long challenge on the roads of Zwift, a virtual reality cycling platform taking on workouts and races from the comfort of their own homes. The strongest riders rose to the top, and from that elite group, 4 men and 4 women were handpicked by the coaches and flown to Europe to join their respective teams at a pre-season training camp. Which is where you join us now. Europe has long been the heartland of professional cycling. If you want to make it, you need to be here.
That's right, but it is much harder to be here for some than others, which is in part what makes Zwift Academy such an exciting opportunity, because geography, Dan, has no jurisdiction here.
No, not at all. This year, the men's and women's finals take place in 2 different countries. So SRAM zondacrypto have theirs in Portugal, Alpecin-Deceuninck, Spain. For the simple reason that these 2 teams are at the very pinnacle of the sport, and these camps are critically important in their pre-season preparation.
Yep, so the venues, therefore, need to be absolutely perfect for them. The Zwift Academy finalists, well, they've just got to fit right in.
Right, I think it's time we find out who the finalists are. Let's meet them.
Oh wow, it's so beautiful here. It's so much warmer looking. I'm so excited to ride.
Competing for a place on SRAM zondacrypto, we have Annabelle Thomas, 19 years old, from Calgary in Canada. A national champion as an under-18, she's been racing full-time in Europe for a season already.
That's the hotel? Oh wow, all the team cars are out.
Next, we have Emma Ochoa, 18 years old, from Melbourne, Australia. She's literally just finished high school and last year won Oz Cycling's domestic competition for under-19s.
Oh my God, no way. Oh, far out. That's a SRAM team car, no way.
Then we have Tjasa Susnik, 22, from Zabnica, Slovenia. She's currently studying for a master's in chemistry and is using the Zwift Academy as a way to try to get back to the top level of the sport, having been a successful junior.
You never really feel ready, I think, but I'll have to be ready.
And finally, we have Emily Dixon. On the cusp of her 18th birthday, she too has just finished high school and is also from Melbourne. She represented Australia in the 2024 Junior World Championships.
Real now? Oh my God.
Competing for a place on the Alpecin-Deceuninck team, we have Noah Ramsey, a 21-year-old bike shop employee from Toronto in Canada. He's raced all disciplines of cycling, but has recently been turning in some impressive results in U23 cross-country mountain bike World Cups.
I don't really know where I stand against the other guys, but we're gonna find out.
Then there's 18-year-old Freddie Klein, another mountain biker from Freiburg, Germany. Fresh out of the junior ranks, he's a raw talent with limited experience on the road.
Elliot Bain is a 21-year-old economics student from Glasgow, Scotland. Another raw talent, Elliot has rocketed through the ranks of cycling in just 18 months after a lifetime of focusing on football.
Yeah, the roads look good. The surface looks a lot better than the potholes on the roads you get back in Scotland.
And lastly, we have 25-year-old Mattia Gafuri, who's making his return to the Zwift Academy finals. He narrowly missed out last year, but he's back, fitter than ever, and with a point to prove.
If I didn't think I could win, I would not be here. So, yeah, I think I can win.
Nice! Oh my god!
Oh wow! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Nike sneakers, no way! Oh wow, that's sick! Wow, that's amazing!
It's so cool!
Oh my god,
Oh, wow.
I like vintage style. I love this. It's like the in-game kit. It's like
It's awesome. The sweats. 9 years of elite cycling talent identification program. Proper.
Yeah.
As well as that exclusive new kit, the riders are also being given these Canyon Air Roads for the duration of the Zwift Academy finals. Here at Canyon SRAM, they're fitted out with SRAM Force wireless group sets and zip wheels. They look absolutely mint. This competition is a dream come true, isn't it? Box fresh kit, shoes, helmet, glasses. It's just a bit of a shame that for 6 of these riders, that incredible Canyon Air Road is going to be a loner.
When you put it like that, that is harsh,
Isn't it?
And now the competition this year, as you can probably tell, is particularly fierce. We have some incredible young talent with really diverse backgrounds. So everything from road racers with international experience through to mountain bikers.
And a footballer.
And a footballer, yeah, but he's clearly got a lot of talent, hasn't he? And that is part of the genius of the Zwift Academy. If you have the raw potential, you can be discovered.
Yeah, well, let's now meet the people whose job it is to decide whether or not raw potential will be enough to win this competition and get that pro contract.
Yeah, the decision makers who have the power to make dreams come true or burn them to ashes.
Crikey, Dan, it's a bit strong.
Yeah, that was over the top, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Here are the coaches. Returning once again to the Zwift Academy finals, we have Christoph Rodoft and Christoph de Kegel from Alpecin-Deceuninck, the team of Mathieu van der Poel and Jasper Philipsen.
It's not that easy anymore. It's not only training, but it's a way of living, more or less.
Christoph Rodoft is a man of few words, but he chooses them wisely. He's the main sports director for the team and is a tactical genius, the mastermind behind the team's success. He's complemented by Christoph de Kegel, the head of performance at Team Alpecin-Deceuninck. A man of science, he'll be looking at the data from the riders to analyse who has the biggest potential.
And you always hope that someone really surprises you. I hope for the same this year, but it will be hard to surprise me.
From Canyon SRAM zondacrypto, we have Adam Sabo, the head of sport and a key part of the team's crowning glory in 2024 when Kasia Numiadoma won the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift.
With the Zwift Academy winner, we are looking to a rider who is versatile, but most importantly, it's easy to work with and it's a good teammate.
Małgorzata Jasinska, a former professional cyclist from Poland, enjoyed a remarkable career spanning over 20 years. A 5-time Polish national champion in road racing and time trials, she moved into team management and has been with the Canyon SRAM generation team.
Okay, numbers, they are important, but when you don't have a head and heart for the racing, you don't do nothing with the numbers.
The riders are now embedded with the teams, but what pressure they are under. You can feel the nerves and the tension is palpable.
And I don't think it's just because they're now rubbing shoulders with their heroes. I think they've got the sense that their every move now is going to be scrutinised, whether that's when they're chatting to mechanics or how punctual they are, even whether they can laugh at Christoph Rodoft's jokes.
Christoph Rodoft makes jokes.
Well, this is why you'd have never have made it, Si, you see. I think all of those factors will play a part in the outcome. But of course, the biggest influence on whether or not they make the cut is going to be how they perform when they're on their bikes.
Yeah, over the next few days, the riders will face a series of tests and challenges that will show whether or not that raw potential they've shown on Zwift translates into a pro team environment and onto real-world roads.
Their skills are going to be put to the test, as will their endurance. But firstly, the judges want to see how big their physiological engines are. So it's time for a fitness test. What's interesting, though, is that Canyon SRAM zondacrypto and Alpecin-Deceuninck are looking for riders to fulfil different roles within their respective teams. So they're after riders with subtly different physiology. The teams are also taking different approaches to testing. Alpecin-Deceuninck are using an inside test, which accumulates data from analysing blood samples over several intervals, including a 4-minute max effort. Whereas Canyon SRAM zondacrypto are taking a more holistic approach by measuring their power data on an 8-minute effort. In order that we can closely oversee proceedings, Si and I are going to be splitting duties.
Yes, I'm going to head to Canyon SRAM zondacrypto.
And I am off to Alpecin-Deceuninck. Ready?
Yes. Cool.
Portugal's the other way, mate.
Oh. So this way. Good morning, finalists. It is time for your first challenge.
So this is where our coaches get to sort of complete the picture, as it were. They've got a decent understanding of your individual physiologies through everything you've done on Zwift up to this point.
But now you're here, they can take that knowledge one step further. So they want an understanding of your power profiles.
So on the ride, you'll be required to complete a set of brutal efforts of different durations. One thing to remember,
this isn't just about power. Your goal, ultimately, as aspiring pro cyclists, is to go fast. So I'll leave you with that.
Good luck.
How are you feeling about the finalists that we got here then?
Definitely those riders, based on the power numbers, what we can see from Zwift, and why they are here is because they're having exceptionally good numbers, so ultimately they are good climbers. But on the other hand, what I'm looking for, especially with a little bit in the long-term vision, what we also need in the Virtual team to have more robot riders for the one-day races.
Before the female finalists tackle the 8-minute effort, the coaches also want to see how they shape up on some shorter and even harder intervals. The finalists have to do 2 1-minute maximal efforts, one on the flat and then one again on a climb before a 10-second sprint head-to-head against a current professional. These numbers will allow the coaches to build a more detailed and complete power profile for each of the Zwift Academy finalists.
So these first 1-minute efforts are quite important then, right?
On the first 1-minute interval on the flat road, the coaches are wanting to see their power output and their speed. On the climb, it's the power to weight ratio which is of interest. Next, each of the female finalists are pitted against one of the current Canyon SRAM zondacrypto generation riders. Although one lucky,
unlucky finalist will be taking on Zoe Baxted. From the World Tour team, she is one of the hottest properties in pro cycling. Now, this whole setup will allow the coaches to see visually how the finalists compare to a current pro, and also to see whether or not the element of competition can improve their performance. This test is also crucial to help build out their overall power profiles, especially that top end, the 10 and 5 second max powers.
So none of the riders have identified as being sprinters, have they?
Okay, team car is in position. We go in 3, 2, 1. Go again in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're getting ready. And 3, 2, 1.
It makes it not happy, I think.
Oh. 3, 2, 1.
I thought I did pretty well there, actually.
What did you see?
Annabelle seemed to be the best. The technique, everybody else was spinning like really not fluid, but she was, yeah.
Yeah, my cycling journey started when I was pretty young. I started mountain biking when I was 9 in the Canadian Rocky Mountains, kind of by my house, so it was really beautiful there. And then there was a program in Calgary at the Olympic Oval for cycling, so I kind of started with road cycling there and track cycling, and in the winters we'd ride inside, so a ton of Zwift from a young age. The session we used to do when we were younger on Zwift, there were a couple of us, it was called Survival of the Fittest. It was the craziest workout ever. It was 3 hours, 3 by 9 minutes, all out. The second hour was an hour all out, and then third hour was 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off by 12 with like increasing. I don't know, we were like 12. It was weird, but it was, I don't know, maybe like 15 made me who I am today. My family's like definitely the most supportive people I know. They love it. My mom, every time I'm racing in Europe, my parents are up at like 5 a.m. tuning into it. They got their like British VPN. It's so funny. They're like really trying to watch the racing. They love it. Biggest fans. I'm so ready to put university in Canada on hold. I want to move to Europe. I want to commit. I love cycling. It's my favorite thing. It's, yeah, 100% for cycling.
When you're behind driving in the car, is there anything that you're looking at in the way that the riders and the finalists are handling their bikes in terms of who you're going to select?
Actually, I was looking now immediately how they behave, because it's a descent here, and how they are acting in the group and how it's going, if they leave a gap or whatever they do. So far it seems rather okay. But in the past, bike handling and descending has been a major issue, actually. Everybody is looking now for the hidden talent, I think. And because of Strava and all these things, nobody talks about speed anymore. They only talk about output.
The male contestants today will be performing an inside test, which allows the coaches to create a full metabolic performance profile for every athlete. So the protocol today is as follows: a steady 45-minute ride out to the preferred testing climb of Alpecin-Deceuninck, at which point they will do 4 efforts. They are different, but the first 3 are all around 6 minutes in duration, and will be ridden at a power prescribed by the Alpecin coaches. What's really important is that they do all of them entirely sat in the saddle. They're not allowed to get out of the saddle at all. Once they reach the finish line here, it's a requirement also that they do not pedal any further once the interval has finished before a blood sample is taken from their earlobe. That blood sample will then be analysed for its lactate level a couple of times, and at a certain point, they'll then be allowed to ride back down the hill and then do some active recovery riding until that lactate level goes below a certain point, at which point the coach down the bottom of the hill will tell them they can go again. So that's for the first 3, but the last interval is slightly different. For that one, they'll roll slightly further up the climb and then do an all-out effort. That should be in the region of 4 minutes, at which point their lactate levels will be taken again. Why 4 minutes? We'll find out later on.
I've never done a lactate test, so this is also new to me. It's a lot to take in, but yeah, we'll just go with the flow and see how it goes.
I'm familiar because I did it last year, so we'll try to do better.
How many years have you been doing these tests?
I would say 5-6 years maybe now.
Okay.
So, but I prefer them over the normal ones you do inside on the rollers.
Yeah.
I think, for me, I like to do it outside on a climb.
Nobody loves a lab except for a doctor. First up, it's Freddie for his final interval, the 4-minute max effort.
How were the legs that time?
Couldn't hold the numbers I could normally hold.
So 3 intervals around 6 minutes. The last one, you've specifically chosen a duration of around 4 minutes. Why is that duration so important to you and to the team?
Yeah, for our type of team, a 4-minute effort is quite close to what we see at the Old Quaremont, at the Poggio, at a selective part in Paris-Roubaix. We have also quite a lot of data on those 4 to maximum 5 effort, decisive efforts. So we are really trying to look at that 4-minute VO2 max power that they can produce to fit in our team.
Next is Elliot.
Okay, now tell me.
Oh, I only managed 4:35.
How you feeling about that, Elliot?
That's not great. I went out quite hard and then I just couldn't really hold it.
Was it a plan, Elliot, to not shave your legs before you came
No,
out
I was going to do it last night and then I forgot and I thought there's no way I'll be taking my leg warmers off, but yeah, it's kind of warm now.
I thought you might be trying to psych out the opposition. How relaxed you are.
Remember Roglic won the first 2 stages of Tirreno with no shaved legs after that.
Well, yes, Sagan as well, in Argentina.
So my whole life I've always played football. Cycling was never a focus. So maybe 3 years ago, sort of COVID time, I first got a bike just for a bit of fitness for football, basically. Started doing cycling more. And from there, I just started to improve really quickly, started to enjoy it really quickly. And from that, I've been set on just fully training since. When I said it there, it was kind of as if it was like a drastic switch from one to the other. But really what happened was I got an injury at football with my rib, so I couldn't really play, but I could still turbo. So then it was more of a gradual change at that point, so it was kind of seamless. But yeah, I don't know, I feel my dad, deep down, he would wish I was still playing football. I mean, I'd love to race the Tour of Britain because it's on home roads, it's passed by like my grand's house and stuff like that before. But of course, like, to race the Tour, that's what everyone wants to do, to race the World Champs. Maybe the World Champs last year when it was in Glasgow would have been nice, but I'm sure it'll come back round again in the future. I mean, my favourite pro rider, and the one I've always looked up to the most, is definitely Roglic. He's always been, I don't know why, but he's always been my favourite rider, even before I was even cycling, when I just liked watching it. I want to show that I'm capable of producing really good numbers that can do well at a pro level. Like, I don't think I'm good on Zwift. I think I struggle in those power tests. And I think the numbers I can do outside are way better. And I want to show that to the team that I'm a better rider than they think I am already.
And now it's Mattia.
Niet gedaan, hè? 502. Quite good guy. Better than last year.
We're just waiting for the last finalist, Noah, to do his 4-minute effort. So we've already got 3 in, obviously. I'd say Mattia was pretty pleased with his effort, over 500 watts for 4 minutes. He actually shot past this finish point to get to the 4 minutes. Elliot and Freddie seemed a bit disappointed. The legs weren't where they hoped to be, and they didn't produce the numbers they normally would for that duration. So, interesting.
And finally, Noah for his 4-minute max effort.
Ik heb er echt op gedrukt, hè? 10 seconds short at the top.
We'll just do another one. No.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm a Zwift Academy finalist, and this is me after the instinct test.
I work part-time at a local bike shop that also sponsors me for my racing, and I was a part-time student at York University, but I decided to take this year off to try to focus on training and racing. My dad's probably the biggest influence on why I do ride bikes. My mom, honestly, is a massive influence on why I took it serious. She's the one that told me to reach out to this club that I race and work for, which if she didn't tell me that, I don't know that I'd be here. This year was the first year that I wasn't home that much, but in the past it's been Toronto, and I mix in the trails and road cycling, which is a little tough living in the city, like such a densely populated area. It takes me honestly an hour, like at the start of my ride, to get away from like a lot of lights. I tried to mix in Zwift, and Zwift is honestly how I got into all the training, and that's what led me to get a coach. I know these guys are strong as me. Maybe somebody stronger, maybe I'm the strongest, but really I'm slightly nervous, but I think you have to be, but mostly excited to just get out there, see what happens. We're all here to do the same thing. No need to play mind games or anything. You're gonna find out on the road. Yeah.
The finalists have got 90 kilometers in their legs now, including those 2 brutal 1-minute efforts. But this is crunch time, okay? So ahead of them lies several kilometers of pristine mountain road, a very even gradient, and they've now got to do their best 8-minute effort. Now, this is a crucial duration because it can favor both explosive riders as well as bigger aerobic engines. And so it should be a really fantastic leveler for these finalists. And it's all to play for. The coaches are really eager to see the outcome of this one. So Gosha, we're here where we're expecting the riders roughly to be. We've seen one of your current riders go a little bit further. What are you hoping for? What are you hoping to see?
For first, I hope they give all, and then we can see who is the true fighter.
And what about you, Adam? What are you looking for?
I'm more looking for how they look like on the bike.
Yeah?
So I'm looking for the cadence, I'm looking for how high the power will be also, so how resistant are they against the fatigue.
First up on their 8-minute effort, it's Annabelle. What did you think, Adam?
Are you happy?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Good body position for like 8-minute effort on a climb. She looked pretty aero, right?
We saw that already in the 1-minute effort already, and this was even better. So quite impressive.
Next, Tiasha. This should play to her strengths.
You're happy?
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
Emma is next to go, all out for 8 minutes.
That was so hard. That was just like halfway through, I was like, no way, I'm cooked.
Did you have a number in mind, a power target?
Yeah, I wanted to do like around 265, 270. So yeah, like probably a little bit under that. But you know, some days we feel like that.
Yeah.
I always grew up with cycling. My dad was an ultra-distance cyclist, so he raced the Paris-Brest-Paris in 2011, which meant that like my whole life has always been around bikes. My first 100K when I was 9 years old, which was a really big adventure at the time. It was like a whole day out, like an expedition kind of thing. And then when I was 15, I was like, right, I really want to get into racing. I got invited to race for the team I currently am now in, which is a 99 Bikes Women's Academy. I was not expecting it, and then all of a sudden I was told, oh my God, Emily Dixon's coming. I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. So we've raced a lot in Australia, so she's always been my rival. We always try to beat each other, you know, in training but yeah, she's really strong. So my Zwift setup at home is in my dad's garage. I have my own setup and my dad's setup next to me, which is really good because that means that sometimes we can train together. I cried in happiness when I found out that I was coming to the Zwift Academy finals, so winning that would be just mind-blowing, yeah.
Finally, it's Emily.
We've got one rider left. Emily's on course. I flipping love bike racing. Like I know this, you know, it's not like a bike race, but I flipping love it. There's like tension up here, palpable. Partly because you can see exactly how they've done based on how far up the climb they get. So, yeah, the bar is set just around that corner.
Last push, come on. Great job, go, go, go.
Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. Looking good. She's still going. We have just seen 4 all-out efforts. Incredible work by the finalists. It's been fascinating to see, though, like on the road, exactly how well each one has done. Emily got the furthest up. She absolutely smashed it. Then Tasha, then Annabelle, then Emma. What's also going to be interesting is to see what the coaches do with the data and the numbers as well. So is that going to change how they're interpreting things? Or is it all about speed? Going to find out shortly, I guess.
Let's dive into the finalist data, shall we? In the sprint, Annabelle put out far more power than any of the other riders. On the 1 minute effort on the flat, not only did she still put out more power than the other riders, she also went 3 kilometers per hour faster. On the 1 minute climb, the results were much closer together, but Annabelle maintained her top position. However, on the 8 minute effort, while she was still more powerful than any of the others, it was Emily that went the fastest. She averaged an impressive 5.5 watts per kilo.
First impressions before we dive into some of the data. Were you happy with what you saw?
Yeah, I think we can definitely say we are happy.
So let's talk through the riders one by one, shall we? So first of all, let's start with Emma. Gosh, have you got any first impressions?
Very open person. I think she don't afraid to feel pain.
And am I right in thinking that you were quite impressed with how she handled the fact that one of the other finalists clearly performed much better than her? Like she could see, couldn't she, on the road?
Yes.
Like, oh crap, she's done better than me. And what did you make of her response?
What she said, okay, I know, I keep going, we see in the last day. For that, she is fighter, for sure.
And what about Emily then? Now, her performance over the 8-minute effort was really impressive, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, so we were joking there that what I'm expecting, and I said, oh, record-breaking. And look on it, it was a record-breaking effort.
You know, they're all very young, but to be 17 and performing at the end of a 110-kilometre ride, that strikes me as quite impressive. Gosha, what do you think?
Yes, I talked to Zoltan before and our coach, and he told me like some numbers she have like, okay, not all, but one of them is with the level of World Tour riders. For that, it's like, yeah, it's very impressive.
Now, I'm going to then say that she didn't have it all her own way, did she? Because Annabelle performed really strongly in the sprints and the 2 1-minute efforts.
Annabelle was practically the only rider who were using kind of like a tucked position, and you can see that she has 1 year experience in a senior peloton, which definitely was outstanding from the others.
Last but not least, we've got Tasha as well.
She had watts per kilos the best in the 1-minute climb, but she was practically equally strong with the others. So when we were standing out on the climb today, every rider finished more or less within 100, 150 meters there where we were standing.
Who do you think has been the most impressive rider today, Gosha?
I expected from Annabelle, because what Adam said, she have experience, and we see that. But I think today, Emily, for me, was like, wow, in the 8-minute climb.
Okay. Adam?
Same for me. I was not expecting that.
The rider that perhaps has got the most to do after today?
I think Tasha, but she was a little bit sick 2 weeks before or 2 weeks prior to the Zwift Academy, but she's recovered now, and I generally think that she will be stronger day by day.
I think the final decision must wait for the last day, because one day you have, sorry for the word, day, and the next day is the best of day of your life. For that, we can expect that in these Zwift Academies too.
Time for the all-important numbers. Noah and Mattia were very difficult to separate over the 4 minutes. Noah was just slightly lower in absolute power, 496 watts versus Mattia's 501, but being a kilo lighter, his power to weight was a shade better at 7.29 watts per kilo. Interestingly though, he was 0.7 kilometers per hour faster, which is a not inconsiderable difference. Elliot, 6.3 watts per kilo, left him a full 2 kilometers per hour slower than Noah, whilst Freddie did 408 watts, which gave him 5.83 watts per kilo.
So, challenge number 1, done. I'm going to start with you, Christoph. Anything in particular that you noticed about the 4 finalists in the brief ride that we had out to the climb?
Our football player, I forgot his name already. Elliot. He has a very strange behavior on the bike. Always doing low cadence, but then all of a sudden in the all-out effort, he was there with good cadence. So that was, for me, actually the most remarkable thing of the day.
Okay, and given that he only started racing 18 months ago,
Yes.
do you then look at that and think, well, there's a lot of room for improvement in that guy?
Indeed. And on all aspects, I think.
Christoph, I'm going to cut straight to the chase in terms of the numbers. What stood out to you for each of the 4 finalists in the test that you did on the climb today?
They started all 4 a bit hesitating. First intervals I had something like, I'm used to see more from the Zwift Academy finalists. But then when we saw the final all-out efforts of, for example, Mattia and Noah, yeah, those were quite impressive. Actually, I believe somehow that Freddie and Elliot are also capable of doing better than what they performed today in the all-out effort. So we need a bit more this week to see that confirmation or not.
Talking specifically about Mattia, obviously you know him very well. How do his numbers compare on this test to last year?
We We dived into that also, of course, a bit. On the all-out effort, we have to say that he even progressed compared to last year. It's also the reason why he's back one of the finalists.
He took our advice very well. You could clearly see that he worked towards this goal for him.
Yeah, he looked good, didn't he?
Yes.
Also looking good was Noah, I thought. I mean, he definitely put 100% in. He said his legs were pretty much cramping at the end of the final all-out effort. How does his numbers compare to Matthias in that all-out effort?
Oh, they are really close together, those two. On the all-outs, there is really nothing in between, actually.
Two of the contestants of the full Christoph, not just a mountain bike background, they've mainly done mountain bike racing. Obviously, you've got a lot of experience in a team that does plenty of off-road racing. So is there any concern on your side about their ability to adapt to road? Because Freddie, for example, I think it's the first time he's used road pedals and road shoes today.
That was very surprising indeed. He never wore road shoes, so we had to change this morning. But in the end, it's quite impressive then how they adapt to it and how they manage the situation.
If you had to give me a rider of the day, who would it be?
For me, Mattia.
And you, Christoph?
Then I pick Noah.
Okay, split decision.
Well, I have to say, that was a brutal opening day, wasn't it?
It was. I'm absolutely exhausted.
No, for the riders, not for us.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, obviously the riders as well. What were your impressions, Dan, from the guys?
Well, on that 4-minute test, I would say there was a fairly clear 50-50 split between the male finalists. So Noah and Mattia, they put out some incredibly impressive numbers on the final test. And just as importantly, or more importantly, really high speeds there as well. On the other hand, I would say Elliot and Freddie were decent,
but I sense a but.
Well, they just weren't on the same level as the other two. However, A, it's early days, and B, I know through talking to Christoph that they're very much taking into consideration the experience of the riders. And Elliot and Freddie are by far the least experienced, and they're also the youngest as well. So not just looking at the numbers here, they're also taking into consideration how far they are from their ceiling, and those two are quite a long way from it.
Well, that is an interesting dynamic, isn't it?
It is, yeah. What were your impressions on the women's side then?
Well, it's pretty close at the minute. Annabelle was definitely the stronger rider on the shorter efforts. She's by far and away got the best sprint, and she also put out more power on the 1 minute and went a lot faster, particularly on the flat. She was 3k an hour faster.
Wow.
I know, exactly, yeah. But we know how important the 8 minute is to Canyon SRAM zondacrypto. Emily led the way there. Tiasha not far behind, but I worry for Tiasha. She's using really big gears and is pedalling comparatively slowly compared to the others.
That's often a red flag from what we've heard from the judges in the past, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Right, so by pedaling more slowly, you're much slower to respond to what other riders are doing. It's harder to hit those big powers anyway, but crucially, it's that you're putting out more force through the legs and therefore building up more fatigue. And we know that Zwift Academy is designed to tire the riders anyway. So I just worry what she's going to be like on day 4.
I know, yeah, it is early days at the moment, isn't it, of course. 3 more episodes to come, though, over the next 3 weeks.
That's right. Make sure you subscribe to GCN if you don't already.
And also hit the bell notification icon so that you get notifications.
That's right. Now, episode 2, Dan, is shaping up to be an absolute cracker. Yeah. It is the technical challenge, okay? Our riders are going to be up against not just each other, but also 2 of the strongest and most technically adept riders on the planet, Zoe Backstead and Matthew van der Poel.
So power and technique under scrutiny. Do not miss it.
Something we've got in spades, Dan. If only we could do it. This is going to test their bike handling skills just as much as their strength and fitness, because these are no F1 circuits. These are tight, technical kart tracks. And so if there's any weakness in their bike handling skills, our coaches are going to be able to spot it straight away.
Always on the wrong line, always.
Elliot's literally just crashed.
I mean, a little bit nervous for this challenge.
Come on, don't break, come on!
Should be a pretty spicy one.
Zwift Academy, anything can happen.
Time is just Look at this, guys.
Zwift Academy is back. Zwift Academy is back. Zwift Academy
finals.
Oh, for sake. Right.
Sorry, mate.
3, 2, 1. Zwift Academy is back.